man. Welcome back. Sunday, 8 p.m. What 8-ish? You know what I'm saying? The Mike Council is back. Welcome to the premier program that talks about hip-hop culture. As we're culturally driven with no skips, meaning we ain't like everybody else and just try to be trendy and sound good for y'all. We tell y'all the truth. Once again, thank you for coming. This is Karev at Heritage Hip Hop, and I'm joined with my partners.
DJ Kawan, what's good, fellas?
What up, what up? You already know who it is. Seek, aka Mr. Outside, Mr. Hello. What up, what up? Hello, what up?
Hey, man, we here to talk about some good stuff. So before we get into the topics tonight, once again, this show is not possible without all of you. So for everybody who's watching the show, please hit the like button first. Let the YouTube and the algorithm know that we're here. Whether you're watching it on Heritage Hip Hop, DJ Kawan, or the Hello Effect page, it's all good because we all together. And when each page reaches 5,000 subscribers, we have something for you that we're giving you. Once again, it's free. So please join the party, hit the subscribe button, and tell all your friends to come and join, because today we're going to talk about something that's very interesting. We're going to have a little bit of hate, a little bit of love, and a lot of questions. We want to get to 1,000, my bad. We want to get to 100 comments. If we got to 1,000 comments, that'd be great. We broke YouTube. So if you want to help us to get 1,000, help us get 1,000. But more importantly, we want you to interact with the conversation and join us, because today we're going to talk about two amazing topics. Seek, why don't you talk about the first topic? This is something that really excited you.
Both of them excited me, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? So if I could either talk about the radio, or I could talk about the biting. You know what I mean? But
let's do the radio first.
So I was scrolling, for context, for anybody that want to know. I was scrolling on IG. You know what I mean? Like I normally do, and I seen a post from Flex. Like it was like on I guess the IG popular page, because on TikTok it's called a For You page. I don't know if the same thing, and I seen he pretty much screenshot a post. Look, he got it from X, and it was talking about like New York radio, like the DJs that formerly used to work at Hot 97, like DJ Enough. He talked about DJ Camilo and a bunch of other, like DJ Drewski, about quote unquote someone losing they shows because they're not bringing in advertising money. You know what I mean? They found a space like that. You're not bringing in money, there's no point. And I thought it was fake at first. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, yo, damn. But then I realized we're in 2026. Everybody is quote unquote real and airing out people personal information or whatever. So I was going through the comments, and he was actually replying back to people and things like that. And he didn't care. It was like a no hold bar situation. And I kind of agree with him in a sense, because I'm like, yo, it's time to get them out of here too. I mean, if we're going to get a shake on the gatekeepers, especially in hip hop, we got to get it from everywhere, especially radio. Like, you understand what I'm saying? If anybody familiar with, you know what I mean, radio and the business, this the industry, you know what I mean? It's something that's called payola. You know what I mean? With back in the day, no matter if the label, the artist, anybody was playing DJs to play they spin their thing or whatever. And it was like unfairness and things like that. They really didn't care about talent. So now that a lot of them is getting exposed, a lot of these DJs, they did a face. And to be honest with you, I'm an artist. So I already know, like, when it comes to these DJs, they still, like, especially if they popular, they use their popularity to try to leverage you. You know what I mean? Act like, you know what I mean? It like pretty much to prey on you. Like, yo, you pay me this much, I'm gonna get you. Nah, that shit gotta stop. Let's start bringing back the real talent. Like, you know what I mean? We gotta start doing our jobs. Let's bring A&Rs back in here. Stop depending on technology to find talent. You know what I mean? And stop depending on fake views and numbers. You know what I mean? So my point is that, yes, let's expose these radio stations, you know what I mean? Because we're going to always need radio, you know what I mean? We're going to always need it. It's never going to go away, no matter how big the internet is. People still go to radio. You got to remember, people age, and they don't move with technology. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So all they know is the radio. How they going to get their information? Like, so that's my point on it. How y'all feel about the situation?
Radio. One of my favorite things to talk about, because I always wanted to be in radio, and I guess I am in my own way because I built my own platform. But it's a business, man, like anything else. Radio is a business. Payola is real, but it's blanketed now. because instead of the money going straight from the label to the DJs now, what they do is they have these talent agencies and these management companies buy ad space, and that's always attached somehow to a certain artist, a certain label. You know what I mean? To get these spins. It's basically like the PACs, the super PACs, like in politics, right? You have these these special interest groups that put all this money into these PACs, and they pay out these senators and these politicians to work on their behalf for their special interests, right? So it's nothing different than that as far as that. So that's radio has to keep the lights on. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not free to rent out these buildings. It's not free to stay up to date on this technology and these licenses and all that kind of stuff. But I know for a fact, and this is just me locally here. We do have like two. We have like two, maybe two and a half to I say two and a half like black radio stations here in Dallas. That's major. One is more like a locally owned one, and one is a Radio One station. And I know the other one. I know for a fact what they do, how they get the artists. Since they can't do the payola thing, is a lot of the DJs take money from a lot of the local artists, and they'll do like a video drop for the artists, shouting out they record behind the brand behind them, right? And they'd be like, "Yo, I'm about to play this new so and so record," to make it feel like that they getting spins of the record, where they just taking money for basically like the DJ to make it look like they're gonna play their records on there, and they're really not. They just paying the DJ to do like a radio drop, and I've heard artists paying anywhere up to $500 for stuff like that. And this is like this is like the radio DJs doing this type of stuff on their breaks before they go on there, after they go on there, and they just collect the money, hand over fist on it. A lot of these artists to make it look like they getting radio spins. So I say the way to combat that, man, because this is what I do, is I don't go. I know major radio's not playing the type of music that I do, but we do have um, community-based radio. We have a station out here, KNON, here in Dallas, and they're on the up and up, man. I can literally drive up there right now, walk in there and talk to the DJs, and they'll play your record. They'll invite you on the show to do interviews. Every year I'll pledge, because they do a pledge every year where they got to keep the lights on. So I'll pledge to the hip hop station, serve so many dollars each year just to help them out with that. And they actually have a DJ Easy Eddie D. He is the oldest hip hop based radio station in the United States. He's been on since the 80s, and he shows nothing but love for the indies. And he'll interview all the artists. He'll let them come to the station. He'll play their records. He'll do like a mix film, and he'll give you that like 2 hour space to just be you and promote your album and stuff like that. And I've been on there a few times, so I would definitely say, for artists, if you want to connect with real radio, check your community-based label. Like, it's basically like the PBS of radio, right? They're not the big names, they're not the Hot 97s, but they still got airwaves. They still have access online where people listen to them, and they still play that underground hip hop if you like that type of stuff. So check that out. But yeah, man, it's definitely a lot of payola going. I've even seen stuff from Ebro. I think that the issue was when he first got let go. He kind of leaked it out a little bit, that I guess Hot 97 was telling him that a lot of his segments and stuff he wanted to do was making no money, off of like the streams and stuff like that and YouTube, but he didn't care because he felt like he was representing the culture. You know what I mean? And when you represent the culture, it doesn't bring money in. And so I can definitely see them letting go those type of people and bringing in like the people like keeping Flex, because he's a controversial figure, right? Bringing in Miro. I think Miro's now on the morning show doing stuff, and he's kind of like a controversial type of figure. So that's what sells. That's what sells ad space, and that's what that's what brings in revenue. So that's just the business of radio, man.
Yeah. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? Even though like some people hate Flex, he is a legend. You know what I mean? He been on radio, and he had deals, he had brands and stuff like that. So he do know what he talking about. I took that accountability. He had his own sneaker. He had a Ford named after him. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, he Big Dog Pit Bulls, if I'm not mistaken, that's his shit, his DJ crew. You know what I mean? So people got to look at it like that. Also, you made a great point, Kawan. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like what you talking about, essentially like how back in the day people go to college radio. It's still a lane for that. Like, these artists got to understand that. And I'm happy that we all join forces together and we can educate them if they choose to listen and watch these. I mean, the Mic Council. I also do want to ask any artist that's watching, like, what does this do for you? Like when you pay like a celebrity or artist to play your music on their live. Cause I feel like they stealing money from you. The people you sort of be locking in is with us because we trying to help the artists. Like when you go to their live, they fan base, they there for them, not for you. You're not gonna have a yeah, fans. No, they there for that artist. You know what I mean? They not there for that. Or there's a bunch of y'all artists in there just want to be heard. Like I feel like y'all getting that out of it, but I don't know. That's why I'm asking a question. For any artist that might be looking at this, what does that do for you if J. Cole start his live and he playing y'all music? I feel like that does nothing for the artist. And I feel like when I see artists and stuff do like that, they broke. And when I see artists boxing and all that other stuff, they broke. Y'all looking like coons out here. Excuse me. That was it.
I gotta disagree somewhat because we saw J. Cole shout out Killer Priest, and then Killer Priest blew up. Now, mind you, Killer Priest already had a fan base, but J.
One
Cole,
in a million.
But yeah, it is 1 in a million because Killer Priest was out. But there's also another DJ. I don't remember his name. I don't remember.
He got blind hair like Chris Brown now. DJ F.
Oh, so no. It's
Okay.
it's a white DJ. And when he plays the people's music, their stuff blows up like from 600 to 6 million. Like because they're on his platform, he introduces international artists to his fan base. But that's the thing, that's what he's known for. I don't know many DJs that's known for breaking new artists. So for them to play your stuff, especially y'all who are paying these people don't have a contract.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the DJ. I'm just talking about like it could be anybody, like fucking any person, fucking Boosie. Like that's not gonna really. It's not. I don't know. And like I said, that's like playing the lottery. You could hit the lottery. I could hit the lottery. You know what I mean? That's all in chance and stuff like that. What I'm trying to say is, why take that route if you could go the route that can help you? You got to start on your level.
Like us, you talking about?
Yeah, you got to start on your level. You got to start here. You can't jump there. That'd be the problem. You trying to jump there out the gate.
So break it down. From you are an artist. And come on,
I'm gonna break it down.
You are a DJ. I want y'all both to break it down.
Just what like is basketball, high school, college, NBA is levels. That's what it is. And they just want to go to the NBA. Everybody want record deals. They want to be Drake. Everybody want to be Jay-Z level. They don't want to go to the levels. They don't want to pay you for your hard work. You got a website where you do great write-ups and stuff like that. Now I ain't fucking with him. He don't get no views. He don't get no numbers. I'm gonna go get J. Cole. He's doing this. I'm gonna pay that $50. That's what I'm saying.
So I'm a huge believer as an artist. You need to have some sort of digital footprint. That doesn't mean streams. That means digital footprint is like I should be able to type you up and I can pull up all these different things about you and your art, right? So stuff that Karev do, and this is why I always hit Karev whenever I got anything going first. Say, Karev, bro, I need a nice little write-up on this, honest opinion feedback write-up on this, because that's out there now in the social media, that's out there in the digital space. So whenever I drop an album, people can look my name up, look that album up, and it connects Karev, and people are going to read about the album. You know what I'm saying? I always send my music to the record pools like Beat Junkies and all those guys, because that's a digital footprint, because they have lists now that it shows when your records were submitted, when these records were put out to these DJ pools. So now my name is connected to other artists like Conway and West Side Gun, and like when Beat Junkies uploaded the music to their record pool for other DJs to go submit the music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're creating this lane, you're creating this little crumbs of your art that's connected out there. So you got to have that, man. And this is one of the things I always used to preach to artists when I was kind of consulting a little bit, was like, yo, just put something out. It doesn't matter. Everything's not gonna have to be a perfect release, but put something out where you can start building your digital footprint, where people can see a beginning, a middle, and a current. You know what I mean? So that's always what I always try to preach. And like I said, digital footprint isn't just your streams. It's you. It's your art out there. It's you, interviews that you've done. It's paper. It's not paper. It's print ads. It's anything that's connected to you in the digital space, to where I can Google your name and something's gonna pop up and show the different things you've done with your art. You know what I mean? So that's how I connect as an artist. When I'm putting my stuff out, that's stuff that I suggest. As a DJ, with a DJ's thinking, I'm always trying to get my music to the DJs. Like I don't give them no hassle. Like, yo, they be like, yo, send me the single, send me the album. No problem, bro. Here you go. You know what I'm saying? Run with whatever. This is the joint that we push it, but if you feeling anything else, run with that because you the DJ, right? You the tastemaker. So I just think, man, like you said, when people want to go to these big artists, they just want that, like anything else, they just want that currency of approval. And that's it. That's their game plan. I just want to be recognized. Okay, so now what's the game plan after that? Okay, so what if Boosie likes your record? What's your game plan after that? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to try to connect? Are you going to try to do something with them? You know what I mean? So it's like you got to have a game plan besides just getting the admiration of like somebody who's quote unquote made it, like in your work. Because what you going to do after the fact?
Yeah. Why I'm paying a millionaire $50? What's that doing for him? Like, just think about the logic of that. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like, yo, if he really looking for talent, he would just do this shit for free. That's what talent is. Like, that shit is all gimmick. But like I said, who am I? Me personally, if I'm doing that, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But I'm trying to help y'all. But once again, spend your money how you want to spend your money. Invest your money. If you feel like it's not working, come see us, yo. But you got to have an investment. You got to have a budget. You know what I mean? Because I'm not giving information out for free. I'm not a gatekeeper. But since y'all got that mindset where y'all want to do that type of stuff, when you come to me, be prepared to pay me respectfully.
Yeah, and know your brand too. Know who you want your music to be in front of. Like, it's just as a DJ, I get some. I think my
Big
emails.
facts.
I think my emails up to 2,000 now. I got a bunch of shit I would never play on my platform because it's not my thing. And so when think about that too, like if I'm submitting this record to somebody to listen to, look at, is this part of the messaging? Is this part of my tribe? Is this part of my crew that will listen to my record? Like I can't send my stuff to a trap DJ because he's not gonna play that. You know what I mean? You're just wasting time. You're just spending. So know what your brand is, know what your sound is, know what the messaging of your music is so you can put it in the right hands so it can move. You know what I mean? And I've been blessed enough through the years and you know, people meeting people like Karev at the beginning on the media side to where I have like this Rolodex now of people I know I can send records to and I know it's gonna get some sort of feedback or whatever. And you know, it may get played on Shade 4 or 5, but that took years of building that up. So you gotta do that, man. You just gotta build it slowly and think of any opportunity that you get for somebody who really want to rock with your music. Rock with them, you know what I'm saying? Show them love, show the DJs love, do drops. Artists do drops for DJs. DJs
That's a
love
fact.
drops. That's to me, that's a fingerprint of reminding me to play your record. When I know I got a drop from you, I'm looking for one of your records. It may not even be your newest record. It could be something that I like in the past. But if I know I got a drop from you, I'm going to play that in the middle of my mix. You know what I'm saying? Because it's making my show feel more exclusive. It's going to make it feel more, you know, professional and all that. So always, if you can, always do a drop for a DJ when you submit your music if you can. Or just do like a generic drop announcing who you are, the name of your record, and say something like, you know, this is so-and-so. And you listen to my joint exclusively right here on this mix show or whatever. But do something to personalize it when you send it to the DJ. Just don't do a blanket email to like 500 people on the email and say, now play my record because it's going to be deleted. Trust me.
Exactly. Put some thought in it. You know what I mean? Stop being lazy. If you want to be a brand, you want to be represented as a brand, you got to take yourself serious. Like, you know what I mean? Before I pass to Karev, I just want to say this one last thing. Kawan, I don't want to hear y'all shit, but send it to me because I'm doing free music reviews and I'm gonna give my honest feedback. I think I'm gonna start Monday. Tomorrow. I'm gonna start tomorrow. I already got like 5 records that somebody sent me. I'm gonna record, I'm gonna get my honest feedback. That's gonna be the content. You know what I mean? And that's what it is, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you positive feedback, something I liked about the record.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you whatever constructive feedback I need to. If the mixing wasn't right, if the beat selection wasn't right, if what you talking about ain't, you know what I mean, ain't moving me personally, because I'm looking at it perspective as I could be a new fan or a new follower. So
yeah, that's dope.
That's
I think that's what's dope too about us too, man. Like you're right. I'm not listening to everybody's shit. I listen as a DJ. I'm listening as how can I throw this in my mix? You know what I'm saying? So you got to get me in the first 3 seconds. But that's what's dope about what we all do. We all do it a little bit differently, but you still gonna get the work how you want it. I can put your music in the mix. It's gonna sound good with other records. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna stand out. how I'm do my live mixes. Karev can do a really, really dope write up for you. Seek is going to break down your record, you know what I'm saying, tell you some pointers here and there for the next joint. So it's the holy trinity right here when it comes to the indie hip hop scene, you know what I mean?
And look, and I could show you some time because I could probably find a great record out there. And I could probably like, look, Kawan, play this in the mix. I found, you know what I mean? So
Y'all funny as hell, by the way. He gonna listen and he ain't. Look, he stole everything I wanted to say. I'm gonna just tell you a little bit about what I do because they said I do write-ups and I do, but I also do engine optimization. So for y'all who know, when you go and search, you got Google searches, right? That's called SEO, search engine optimization. SEO came from AEO, which is answerable engine optimization, and AIO. Bottom line is about being searched. Now that we're living in the world of AI, I'm letting you guys know, AI is going to be the way people are going to start finding these MCs and this music. So right now, to let y'all know what Heritage Hip Hop also does, I also do SEO, GEO on your videos, on your digital footprints, and what all three of us do also is I know a lot of the radio stations and things. Kawan is a radio station. He knows a lot of people. Seek knows a lot of people, and y'all heard what he's going to do. He's going to fish through y'all bullshit. So, being that you got people who have these talents, the thing that he's saying is by paying those artists, it's a crapshoot. But by paying people like us who care and will work with you, we can help you with your rollout. We can help you with your plan. Not only that, we can give you tips on directions to go. That's what I'll do. I'm a music solution specialist, which means I don't know how to drop this. Here's how you do it. I don't know. I put a video out. Why is it not being viewed? Because you didn't do this, and maybe you need this. I'm gonna just find out now. Keywords. YouTube's not big on keywords anymore. Fun fact, everybody. YouTube's transitioning to television, not just computers. So if you don't know how to properly put your stuff on that way, so it is premiered or put out right, you're definitely not going to be seen. The music industry today is the land of people who are not found. If you want to be found or yet discovered, you got to talk to the people that know what they're doing. And back to the Funkmaster Flex thing, it's funny because DJs were known for breaking records. Now they're saying DJs are kept on radio because they generate money. Here's the part that we didn't realize. The whole thing came from a search that says DJ Adonai's rise on Hot 97, right? And Flex said another person, no, DJ Pereira is mad because he got slapped by somebody that has nothing to do with music. DJ Enough is mad because he got fired. Shots fired right there. DJ Camelo got mad because he got replaced. DJ Stacks got mad because he got fired. And he said, I believe Drewski also lost his show. So all those people from Jersey that said we finally got a show that play Jersey music, it seems like that shit is going too. So at the end of the day, Flex is just throwing it out there that there's only 4 DJs that make money and only 4 DJs that matter in the major market to be kept by major market radio. That is himself, Alex Sensation, DJ Lobo, and DJ Clue.
Shout out to Clue, another person.
All right. And one thing I will say, I heard a DJ, shout out to my man. This is my guy. Shout out to DJ Walla. You know what I'm saying? He said, when you try to break a record, don't run to the radio DJ. You got to start with the club DJs first. Because if your song ain't popping in the club, ain't nobody coming to find you because you don't even have the people on your side. So just because you think you nice doesn't mean you're going to get there. And one more thing, please, because I know people who have good records, but you know what they do? They go to like the hole in the wall beer spots. They have old people dancing to their records instead of going to the pools or the DJs and who are in like groups and stuff that can actually break their record. Do you know how to track your record? Do you know the digital footprint that you're supposed to have, the ID numbers on your record? Do you even have numbers on yourself so you could collect royalties? See, the point system is gone. With these DJs being gone and he's saying there's only going to be certain kept, that means since you're fighting for spins and plays on a major level, it's better for you to know the royalty game and how you can collect money now on this level than just running out and throwing your money in a crapshoot. I've heard people say, I don't go to the strip club because I don't get my money away. But a lot of y'all people putting out records or putting no money behind it, so y'all don't get hurt anyway. or y'all throwing records to people and they're not giving y'all nothing. That's why I said have a contract. If somebody you're gonna pay 2 G's for somebody from BSF, shout out to them. If you're gonna pay 2 G's to do a video with Jay Worthy on the West Coast, whatever, have a contract so they can post the song that you did with them and it ain't just out there, and sign them to something that says they'll do a music video with you, because since everything's back to visuals, you want to be seen with that person, because that's where the clout is camaraderie, not just doing work together. Because the work for hire ain't shit. You can get rid of it. You can get rid of that person at any time. But if you put your stuff out there correct, people will adapt to your sound, see you with somebody else, and then no matter you're bringing your people to them, you're also bringing their people to you, and that builds your fan base. Word. Have a plan, yo.
Let me chime in if I lose my thought. Like, 'cause I don't want to get to that point. I just want artists for transparency. That don't necessarily mean just because you sing with that person, music video is going to blow you up. Because I think that's still that thought in your head. Like, y'all, no. Shout out to my man Poppy Stores. You know what I mean? He from Newark, New Jersey. You know what I mean? He from Newark, excuse me, my bad. He's from Orange. I apologize. He's from Orange. You know what I mean? But that's it. We all family. He'll tell you, if you go look at the interviews that I did with him and things like that, he tell you he had featured with some of the greats. He said that just a look. Like, you understand? You still got to put the work in. That's why he able to still get money off this. So don't stop and just like go for the big name. You still got to put in the extra work. Like, you understand? That's the start, and that's right what Karev's saying. Like, you got to invest, but just know, you sign a contract, just have some money, especially dealing with these celebrities in 2026. Because let's be honest with you, a lot of them broke. So they're going to take from the artists. They're going to take from the indie artists. So, for instance, if you do something, I'm going to bring his name up because he do a lot of features and stuff. Boozy. He'll do the music video with you. He'll do the drop. He'll do the picture. But the ching, just had that budget. You know what I mean? And don't feel bad. So you got to, like y'all said, like my partner said, you got to know your brand. You got to know your sound. Just don't go to Petey Pablo because he only charged you $500. Yeah. You got to know his audience. His audience don't mix with yours. It's not going to work.
Word. Yeah, and another quick jewel to the artist, man. Whenever you Karev was talking about it earlier, basically having your metadata and all that stuff. $99 one-time payment. You can get your own IRSC codes. They will give you up to like 10,000 of them automatically. So get your own IRSC codes. Don't upload it to whatever and let them give it to you, because if they're assigning those codes to your music, they probably own a piece of your music. You know what I'm saying? So when you get those payouts, you're probably not getting all of your payouts, because if they're doing some of that work for you, most likely they're eating off of you too. So there's websites where it's companies that you can sign up and you can have your own IRSC codes generated for you that you can put on all your music. You can get your own UPC codes for all your singles and all that stuff, and you can get your own catalog numbers. Those should be the things that you should control yourself. You shouldn't just be able to upload that to the streams and let them give it to you, because if they give it to you, they're taking from you. You know what I mean? So that's always my thought process, is if you're giving me something, what are you getting from it? You know what I mean? So like I said, for the IRSC codes, it's $99 one-time payment, and then you have access. They'll give you these certain set of codes to start with, and you just add an additional digit each time you release music. So, and when you upload those to the streams, it's going to either say, do you have an IRSC code, or do you want us to assign one for you? Just tell them that you already have one, and you put that in there, and you also put that in the actual file itself. So it's very important to have that, because that's how they track your money. That's how they track your song plays and all that stuff. Because I see it on my Apple report. As an Apple artist, you see where your music is played, and those codes come up, and it should line up whenever you get your payouts every quarter too. So little tool for everybody out there.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to do like free things. Like, do a lot of free shows. You know what I mean? Even if you got to pay $10, $15, you know what I mean? Just have like a great camera person. You don't got to have like a professional. I'm talking about a great camera and somebody that can hit that record button for you. You know what I mean? Don't mind getting into editing. But like the artists, I don't want y'all to have so many jobs, because then I take away from creating. You know what I mean? Because we only got 24 hours. So try to build with people, like-minded people. Find somebody that's a photographer or a camera person that have the vision to be as big as you and believe in you. You know what I mean? And that'll help you also.
Let's go to the comments. We got JJ Johnny. Salute to you for watching. It is good. If it's good, copyright and own the rights to it before hitting you. It says the records, if you use samples, get them cleared, even AI music. Home studio is cool for a rough demo. Never sign a 360 deal. That's very loaded. Y'all want to hit that?
I want to say something like stay away from samples because you can't afford them shits. Like, let's be honest. If we're gonna talk about anybody know about the Peter Guns, the Lord Tariq, the Uptown, they need 100,000 to clear that sample. I don't know if they couldn't get it or I don't know what the situation was, but they had a hit record. Stop. I feel like if you're an indie artist, until you get a major deal or somebody that invests in you, stay away from samples because it's not gonna end well for you. That's all I'm gonna say with that.
Yes and no, because I'm sample-based production, but I don't sample big records. You know what I'm saying? It's ways around that, but I'm not a sample snitch. But it's ways around that. Just look for things that everybody don't get. You know what I'm saying? Don't go for the big 80s records. You know what I'm saying? Because you can I don't want to give away the sauce, but they do have companies that create sample packs if you want to do that. It's that you get an agreement off the rip when you download it. It has all the information that you would submit for the clearance, so they're already clear once you purchase the sample pack and everything. All they tell you for most of them is if you get 1 million streams or you sign some sort of deal or something like that, you just have to put certain information when you register the music. So if you want to go the sample route, you can get sample packs. I hate them because everybody has access to it. You know, I'm old school. I still dig for vinyl. So, but if you're gonna sample, don't go with the obvious sample. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna go too much into it because I'm not gonna tell on myself.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of artists they try to sample like popular records so they get the cadence. You know what I mean? And them big records, you gotta have like somebody that's good in like in that field. And if you don't, you just wasting your time. Then you taking a chance on a record. You understand? Every time you put out a record, you taking a chance on it. So, like I said, artists start on your level. Understand? Everybody want to be big as hair. It takes time. Like, you understand what I'm saying? High school, you hooping up. College, you know what I mean? It's another level. Then you got to prove yourself if you want to make it to the big leagues. Everybody can't make it, unfortunately.
I think even Eric Sermon, I don't know if that's still around. I forgot the name of it. I think even Eric Sermon started like a sample clearance company online where he had the clearances for the artist. So if you download it, you pay a certain fee. You would pay like a certain fee and you automatically got that clearance. I can't remember the name. I'm gonna have to look that up and I'll maybe
that's fire. That's fire.
That. I know it was a few years ago because it was like big records where he partnered with a lot of those artists of his generation and prior, and they got the clearance. You just have to pay. They figured out the rate. So if you wanted to sample for example, like a Bruce Springsteen record, it'd be $500. So you just pay the $500 and you automatically would get the clearance for it once you pay for it. Then it came with the paperwork.
I ain't gonna lie. Any artists out there, you be a Bruce Springsteen for your generation. Have people sample you. You know what I mean? Let's start creating that because it's good to pick homage, but it's like, yo, once they dead and gone, like who else want to pick? Like anybody gonna be sampling Soulja Boy records? Probably
sample other indie artists. I say if you want to sample some other indie artists. You know what I'm saying? Build that network within the community. You know, I've laid cuts and stuff like that off of artists who are indie and just gave them a shout out, and they was like, yeah, just give me a little feature credit and we good. You know what I mean?
Nah, some of these indie artists, they be thinking they bigger than what they is. And they be trying to rob other indie artists. Like, pay me $1,000. I'm like, yo, work together. You're on the same level. Build. You know what I mean? People don't understand that. If y'all both nice and y'all both working together, you know what I mean? Y'all got to build together.
All right. And you can't clear AI music, by the way. So let's just put that out there. He go to another
AI music. I'm all about the soul. So that's that.
JJ Johnny said a lot of that OG payola now goes to music platforms for bot views and the new payola. Small tours, good cash, but hey, there's more doors to open. Gaming, music, etc.
Gaming, get into that.
But guess what? You still need to be registered a certain way for that. So
absolutely,
that's the stuff we can help you with. Because guess what? You can't just write an email and say, "Here's my song, try it out." It doesn't go that way. And I know because I'm helping people submit their stuff to I helped somebody submit to Grand Theft Auto. Let's see if
Mm.
for Grand Theft Auto 6.
And
I think
also the gaming thing, I actually interviewed a bunch of people in the gaming world. Actually, a dude from Jersey. So I'm gonna tap in when I finally get some time. You know what I mean, to catch up, because I want to tap in that side, especially when it comes to the music. Because a lot of people, if you don't got no information, you won't go over there and do it. You know what I mean? That could be a secret sauce for anybody that's out there. You know what I mean? Because
right.
everybody is going this way.
That
Do
was
other
a
shit. You ain't got to do. You know what I mean? Everybody, it's crowded over there. Go to
yeah.
the gaming, do this, do that.
That was a who was that? Sean Khan? You was talking to him, right? Was that
Yeah,
him?
Sean Khan, but it was a bunch of other. It's some dude. I don't know his name off the top, but I met like 6 people. You know what I mean? Because that specific event was like gaming and
Mm-hmm.
music or something like. There was a theme like that. So people that was in the gaming world
Mm-hmm.
came there because they got communities. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
have communities. A lot of people that's big on gaming. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And music it coincide because they put music in the game. So
Yeah. And artists get every record you put out, or even for your whole album, get the instrumentals for the whole album because you can submit that too. It don't have to
yep,
just be the lyrics. You know what I'm saying?
that's
But work something out with your producer on that one because the producer own the rights to the beat. So that's another conversation in itself. But get the rights to that. I mean, when you do your album, the instrumentals to the whole album too, because that's stuff you can submit to. Because they need that for background music. They may need that for changing of scenes and all that stuff. So you got to think outside the box. You should think of your song in quarters. Like I can do 4 different things with this one record. That's how you should always think. You know what I mean?
What am I making music for and who is it for? Those are the 2 questions. What am I doing this for and who is it for? Because guess what? Y'all can't make F this, F that, kill this, kill that, and think it's gonna go everywhere because it can't. Because I'll be damned if I go to ShopRite and I'm hearing, well, no, I go to ShopRite, I hear Andy up. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't
and,
going to,
and it
going to
probably
Macy's, you
and
know
it
what I'm
probably
saying?
be bras in that one too. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
They
I
throwing
think
elbows in that shit.
Everything Waffle House. You know what I mean?
I think me and Notes got a record right now that's coming out the project. It's very cinematic, and so that's why if you hear the beat
Yeah.
without the beat, and even if you hear his story, it's like I said, think in quarters. Think of 4 different ways I could do something with this record.
Let's switch topics now, everybody. So, for everybody who joined us, thank you for watching the Mic Council. We talked about DJs and payola and making money and how artists can work effectively to put their music out. Now we're going to talk about one of the cardinal sins of hip hop that seems to be accepted now. I'm going to quote one of my favorite MCs of all time. He said, I don't want nobody sound like me on no album. Because if you do, I'm going to have to approach it for real. You know what I'm saying? And then that same artist took pictures with the artist who actually bit his style. Shout out to Action Bronson. You know what I'm saying? We have a thing in hip hop where no biting was allowed, right? No biting. You can't sound like, look like, act like, be like, see like, or be anything like somebody. But in hip hop, one of the things that's been going on is people have been taking other people's rhymes, cadences, and everything and making money off of it. A lot of people get on Drake for this. And they say Drake always takes somebody else's rhyme. Drake has been doing this, but a lot of y'all favorite MCs and rappers have been taking other people's styles, cadences, likenesses too, and all this other stuff. And biting has been one of the main rules in hip hop that has been treaded on. There's people all over hip hop with shark bites, all in their shoulder meat right here, because somebody's been taking chunks out of their styles, out of the way they dress, out of how they talk. Some of your favorite rappers have even been sharks, bit other people and came out with their careers and stopped people from coming out because they didn't want people to know where their original style has come from. So, gentlemen, let me ask you, if y'all listen to Drake's music, because I heard Iceman is one of the biggest albums and it's a good album, but Habibity and Maid of Honor is trash. I heard that. I don't know, I didn't listen to it yet. But the one thing I've heard and seen is people talk about Drake biting. Now, Drake has a buffet of biting going on right now, biting lyrics and taking people's beats and making songs. So I ask you, Seek, I'm gonna let you start. Has biting been accepted? And if it has been, what the hell do we do about it?
It never been accepted, man. Like for anybody that don't know, God-given talent. I'm an artist. I still do music. Music coming soon. You know what I mean? But we focus on the hell effect. Now that I got off my chest, hell fucking no. Just like somebody ghostwriting, hell no. That shit never been accepted. And for people that claim they all about hip hop and all that shit and okay with that shit, you're a meat rider. I'm saying it how it is. You're a meat rider, and I don't respect your opinion because at the end of the day, if you're gonna stand on something, stand on something. That person can't get it passed. But I understand that they greedy minds. They think about was it business. You know what I mean? They was in that man's pocket. But then he get beat the fuck up allegedly by Diddy for stealing that 0 to 100 beat. I just seen the clip where Diddy said that, yo, this artist stole my shit. I played on the beat. Is a good record. You know what I mean? And he allegedly got his ass beat because of that. When it comes to biting, Jay-Z bite. I don't respect that biting shit. Like, you could pay homage a different way. You don't have to say my fuck. I didn't ask you to say my lyrics. Unless you in the crowd singing along to my shit. That's different. So hell no. Biting is worse than getting a ghostwriter, in my opinion. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Then you try to do sneaky with it. I was reading that shit. You ain't even paying homage. Some people just say pay homage. You stole my shit, pay homage. Like, no. Fuck Drake. I don't give a fuck. I seen somebody on the last episode in the comments say, oh yeah, grown ass man. Get off of Drake meat. You're a meat rider too. Like, all that bite, I don't care what artist. You could be Drake, Jay-Z, anybody. Did Nas ever bite anybody? He did. Fuck. I don't want to say F Nas because Nas is my, you know what I mean, my dude. Dr. Dre, he had Jay-Z write this shit. So all them other people, I'm good. For anybody that still pen they shit and they still care about the culture, they still care about constructive criticism, you know what I mean? Giving feedback, you know what I mean? And once again, creating and becoming a legend where people sample your shit. What happened to that? Let's get back to that. Stop the bike and let's get back to going and stop being lazy, little or big artists, and creating. That's why music is like that, because it's 90% bullshit and 10% music. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, there's a whole bunch of music out there, respectfully. And I'm talking about good music. We rather push the bullshit, you know what I mean, instead of get the what's the name. But Drake, it's over for him, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Drake is one of them people that understand people love his music. He did have a lot of great songs that he put out in his career, no matter if he stole them, no matter if he had help. Like, you know what I'm saying? I understand that when it comes to like the fan part of it. I understand that when it comes to the fan part of it, but he had his run. Let his ass go and do something else. Like, we back in, I feel like, the essence of this shit. You know what I mean? We bringing bars back. We bringing culture back. I'm just waiting for a motherfucker to start breakdancing and fucking beatboxing, to be honest with you, and doing graffiti. I'm waiting and getting back to like urban fashion. Like, for real, for real. That's my take on it for now. I'm gonna calm down a little bit, but I'll let y'all have
it. biting. That's a loaded question, right? Because I think in the group chat before the show we was talking about it, kind of formulating the question, and I was like, well, to play devil's advocate, is it considered biting or paying homage? When do we draw the line, right? Because yeah, you've heard like there's been some artists who've had some hard lines, right? Like, there's a war going on outside, no man is safe from. I got you stuck off the realness, right? So when you reuse those lines to pay homage, to me, it's not biting if you use it to connect with another point you're trying to make in the record. You're just paying homage to that line that influenced you, and you make it connect in your record. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? There are some people, like you said, who blatantly just rip a whole song based off of something and I don't want to just go with Drake. It happens it's been happening all over the place, and people don't consider it biting because I think a lot of those fans of those artists don't do their history and do their knowledge on those previous artists, so they may not recognize that they're biting off these artists and stuff like that. But if you think about it, man, there's been allegations, and I heard it. Biggie bit Juicy, right? Then he still some cat who's like from the South who had the same exact song, basically the same cadence, who's a big dude. So it's kind of like they were comparing, you know, did Biggie really bite this guy? Did Puffy bite the guy and handed the record over to Biggie? So we just don't know that part because social media wasn't out back then. So yeah, I think there's a fine line between paying homage and there's a fine line to biting. It's just, to me, how you present it, right? It's been Action Bronson and Ghost, they sound too similar to me. Even though Action is he tries to. Nah,
He's
they sound.
trash. Don't be
He
nice.
bit
He's
his
Yeah,
shit.
trash.
He bit
yeah.
his shit. He bit his shit.
He kind of
Old
bites him a
meat
little
rider.
bit. Yeah, and he tries to make it feel like, oh, I'm just being artistic, or he'll throw some weird, Slovenian. I'm Slovenian, whatever he is. I'm not a big fan.
Ass.
Yeah, and I hated that he's from Queens too. That kills me. That kills me to admit that he's from Queens.
Trash.
But yeah, biting is whack, man. From our generation, we don't get passes away for that. A lot of these new cats, if you listen to the radio now, they don't even try. I think I heard somebody steal a whole DMX record. You know what I'm saying? They just sped it up to make it feel like it was like a Louisiana vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was How It Was Going Down that DMX did, but they just sped it up. And I was like, they didn't really try to change anything. They literally just bit the whole record. So biting is corny for hip hop. I don't care what rap do. I don't care what commercial rap does because I don't listen to it. I don't subscribe to it. But when it comes to hip hop, if you biting in the hip hop culture, man, you got to go. You got to get up out of here. Right
Is
away.
Drake hip hop then? Is Drake?
Nah.
That's my question. Okay.
Drake's never been hip hop to me. You know what I'm saying? He tries to do hip hop things. He cosplays as hip hop sometimes, but he's not hip hop to me. He's pop. He's a pop.
All right, wait. So let me answer or give you my opinion. I don't have the definitive answer, but I want to give you my opinion. Biting to me and paying homage to me are not similar. Check this out. You know the West Coast whole tradition is based off of paying homage. So they say other people's rhymes.
Mhm.
Y'all know that, right? Think of look at the Chronic.
I just found that out. Thank you. I just found
check
that
this
out.
What was the Chronic? Chronic 2001? Or 2001? The album? Remember that, some LA shit? They said in every beginning of each verse, a LA rhyme. And in my younger days, I used to sport a rag. That was a rhyme. I was raised in the hood called what the dev, that was a rhyme. That was above the law. Even to today, Kendrick Lamar on Good Kid, Mad City. Fresh out of school because I was a high school grad. Got to get a job because I was a high school dad. That's Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, yeah.
Death certificate. And also today, my man, shout out to my man, Trey. He put me on Chupacabra by Jason Martin and DJ Quick. And they have West Coast homage lines throughout the entire album. So to me, that's not biting because they're holding their coast down. The fine line with it is what happens with Biggie and Jay-Z, because Jay-Z said he's paying homage by keeping Big alive, but he always said something of Biggie's in the song. So it came overkill. And that's how Cam did that song, I'm not a writer, I'm a biter. And we saw how many songs Jay-Z actually put together. He took from Slick Rick, he took from so. So people got on
Jazzo, Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, so it went there. The thing about Drake that bothers me, all right, let me say this before I go there. Nas just did it on the Light Years album, on Get Ready. His whole first beginning of the verse is the Biggie joint from the 112 joint. Jesus leads us with your lyrical thesis. Like Nas used that, but then he flipped it and put his own rhymes on it. So that's kind of like where that homage and biting thing is blurred here. The thing about Drake that's funny to me, Drake paid somebody for their entire verse. Is that biting if he paid them? Because
no, that's not. That's like ghostwriting.
So that for free. All right. So that goes with your ghostwriting thing. But for free, he got that whole verse from Too Short. That was a Too Short for Blow the Whistle. That was his whole verse. Then he had another song where he took the whole Mac Dre joint. Shout out to Mac Dre.
But why though? What's the point of that? Taking somebody's whole verse. What's the point of that? I feel like that's when it comes to you stealing from the fans. Like, you understand that fans can't be that so trapped in whatever they trapped in. They spell to not know that and get moved by that. Like that's like karaoke.
But that's my point. But that they are, because if y'all don't really understand, let's put this a different way. Because we're talking hip hop and then we're talking business. Hip hop and business do not go together. Like, if y'all notice in the R&B industry, you had Gloria Gaynor, Never Can Say Goodbye. Then you had the Jackson 5, Never Can Say Goodbye. Yeah, Mary J. No, yeah, homegirl, Rolls Royce. I'm going down. Mary J. Blige, I'm going down. Like people
The
would take your
Fugees.
song. Yeah, people would take your song and redo it and put their own spin on it. But that's the business of music. Hip hop has gotten, no, rap has gotten so big that people think rap is hip hop and they put their business on the hip hop part of it. So Drake can be rap to me, but he's not hip hop to me. And that's not a knock on Drake. That's just me appreciating him for the lane that he's in. A lot of people hate this thing and go, what is hip hop or what is not hip hop? Well, half these fools out here saying, this is hip hop culture. They don't even know what culture is. So I always tell you, all right, if hip hop is a culture, what is culture? How do you define it? Remember, we went over that? Some people can't even go over that. They're like, hip hop is what you live. I'm like, yeah, but you can also live trauma. Is trauma your culture? That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. And y'all say that all the time. I'm just saying, yo.
It's a cop out.
Yeah, like if we're talking about biting and homage, we really have to know where the lines are drawn, because guess what? How many times have you heard this story? I had a beat and the artist stole it and they didn't even credit me. So they shout them out. Would that have been homage? Or is that biting / stealing? Because now biting and stealing is like almost the same thing as well. Mm-hmm. What do you think, C?
I think paying homage is in the sense of, if I admire artists, like say if an artist, like for instance, I'm gonna just bring up Stevie Wonder. Back in the day, I was gonna sample these 3 words, you know what I mean? And I was gonna have like use, like, you know what I mean, 3 words as a part of my hook, creating them type of words and actually get a producer to sample like the beat, but add different drums and stuff like that. That's me paying homage, like, because I'm creating something, but I'm using the cadence of the song to pay my homage. But me taking somebody's song, like lyrics, and putting it in my shit, oh yeah, people, nah, that's biting. Yeah. I don't come from that. I come from me, Kawan sending me beats, or any producer sending me beats, and I'm listening to his beat and trying to create something off of that beat. That's the whole challenge. That's not being lazy. That's why I enjoy the art of it. You know what I mean? That's why I came up off of that. You know what I mean? People pinning their own shit, and people like, damn, yo, you said that shit. Yes, I said that. I created that shit. And I still feel that same way. Like, I ain't gonna never bite nobody's shit. If I said something that somebody said, sometimes that shit happen. Like, you might say a same punchline, that might happen. But if you saying like, damn, he said 6-8 bars. No, you bit that shit, G. You bit it. That shit is frowned. You should get your teeth pulled the fuck out with grip pliers.
Good point.
Yeah, I think paying homage is like a one-off type thing. Biting is when the whole project sounds like it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've paid homage in records. Like there's a record I did with the artist. We did that Golden Age album, right? And there was a record where we paid homage to Nas, so we did the Nas is like type feel, and I just kind of took some of the elements of Nas's like and sprinkled it in there, you know what I'm saying, where it reminds you of like, oh, okay, we're talking about, you know, that's kind of dope how they did that, but that wasn't the whole album or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? So paying homage is, like I said, a nice little one-off, but again, if your whole album sounds like a Boosie album, a Drake album, a Dr. Dre album, and it's like all these different stuff that you're snatching up, then like you said, you're just doing karaoke at this point, man.
All right, so let's go to the comments. Tribe Barrel Gigolo, salute, my brother. He said, I think Iceman is the best album of the year right now. But if Drake is biting lyrics and has a ghostwriter, how can anybody place him in the big 3? Exactly. Exactly. And Quentin Miller should get more respect for what he does instead of being just a background. Like I'm gonna keep it real. Quentin Miller worked with Nas. Quentin Miller wrote a hook though. He didn't write a verse. That's different. He did the whole damn reference track for one of them bands, 100 bands. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar did this reference track for J-Rock, and J-Rock did the whole. I was like, nah, J-Rock. You know what I'm saying? But that's where we're coming from.
Can I say something? I feel like at the end of the day, it's like, yo, what makes a person have a great album? Because the comment was,
that's a good question for a show. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, because the comment said Iceman was a great album. Did I not read that, or did I hear you say that?
Album of the year.
Oh, album. Oh, my bad. Album of the year. What makes an album of the year? anybody can answer that. You know what I mean? Even y'all. But I'm gonna wait for Trouble to answer that. But what y'all think? What makes the album not just Iceman, I'm just talking about any album of the year. So I could
I'll say that for later. Yeah, come on.
Go on. What about you?
We only speak on album of the year just yet. Give me at least to October, November.
No, I'm saying, but what makes any
What
project an album of the year? Yeah, what would make
bro,
that though?
I can't.
Like, what we going off of?
I can't speak on it, man, because I don't listen to music to rate them. I listen to music to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough.
I do.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not a
okay.
I don't listen to music like that to rate it. For me.
I rate music. I will tell y'all, a lot of y'all music out right now, it's shit.
But what you basing it on though? Like if somebody's saying like, damn, yo, this is gonna be considered the album of the year, what we going on off of? Like lyrics? Are we going off of production? Are we going on the fans? Are we going by numbers? Like what that's based off of? Or that's a personal opinion.
For me, album of the year is if it has replay value of more than 5 to 10 plays. Period. Because then that means I really enjoy it. Yeah, the whole thing. If I can't replay your album 5 to 10 times in a year, get that shit out of here, man.
What about a road trip? I can't take that shit on a road trip without no skips. It ain't an album of the year.
That depends on you, because a road trip for me is one trip. That's one trip. How many times did I play it on that one trip? Nah, fuck that long. Fuck that, I'm in my car stuck. Let me put some music on. No. Do I want to play your music in my car? Do I want to play your music while I'm taking a shit? Do I want to play your music while I'm cooking? Nah. If I can't do all that, then
that's
no.
A fact.
Trash. Basuda. Garbage truck juice. All that shit. Garbage. Well,
let me go to the comments.
Go to the comments, yo. Drums Rugged said the past couple of generations think it's called pay homage when it's actually biting. Tribero says Jay-Z bit Biggie's lyrics, but Jay came off the top with his own. Drake has yet to do that. Not really. No, he has. Look, I'm not a Drake fan, but I will stick up for him when I see people are piling on, because I don't think he deserves all that. But Notes 82 says you're trash if you're biting. So his favorite artist, Jay-Z's trashed him. Right, Notes? We got Drums Rugged said throughout hip-hop, a lot of artists have taken certain lines from other MCs and used them in their songs. But there's a thin line between paying homage and biting. That's what I said. Jay-Z made a whole song from a Biggie lyric on Juicy called A Dream off of Blueprint too. I missed it. Notes 82 said a whole verse, a whole song biting is trash. Yeah, it is trash. We were asked, are we going to invite people? We're going to have a phone number up soon for the show so y'all could call in. Don't worry about that, yo. Let's see. Tribero also says technically sampling is biting, and this is the one I wanted to get to. That's how hip-hop started. We took another record, sampled it, and created a brand new genre, a brand new sound. Sir, that is not biting. No. Biting is blatantly using something that somebody else used without giving them credit to form something that only you have. Where all DJs, all they talked about was digging in their parents' crates and getting their records and giving those people respect about respecting their parents' sound. So no, that's not biting. Also, sampling in hip-hop was born out of necessity, because when they took rid of the music programs out of the schools and people didn't have bands and stuff in New York City, that was the music people danced to. So when you went to the party, people spoke over those beats to get people more motivated and engaged in the party, and it turned into music. Like in the South, they still have blues and jazz and all that. In the West Coast, they were still dancing to beats that sound like Transformers turning into cars. So that's their thing. Here, it was, we don't have no more instruments. What we do? Get that James Brown my mama like, and let's do the break. And that's how that. So that's not biting.
Word.
That was actually identity and survival. But let's keep going.
Hold on, let me say something.
Oh, good,
what biting is, if anybody familiar with YNF Lucci and PNB Rock, Every Day We Lit, it was an artist from Jersey. His name Rack Boy Can. He had a song that's called Every Day We Lit. I heard that shit first. He actually sued and won that shit, yo. You know what I mean? They ruled in his favor that they stole that shit. I mean, because it was the same. This Every Day We Lit. He had the soulfulness that PNB Rock put up, but his shit was like Every Day We Live, the same shit, and he won like almost $1 million off that shit, yo. And he disappeared. I don't know who he had, but shout out to Rap Boy Can. They bitch his shit. You won that shit. And rest in peace to PNB Rock though.
Yeah, I think there was another Drake situation. What's that guy's name? Man, I had it earlier.
So many, because a new guy just came out and said Drake stole a
Well,
song.
there was a cat who actually went to a musicologist and they listened to the records side by side and they was like, yeah, this is you. So they had to change the writing credit and give that guy 50% of the writing credit of that. Kia Shine. Remember Kia Shine when
Yeah,
it was him?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Kid Sean. He was big before Yo Gotti. He actually helped Yo Gotti.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember Kid Sean.
So-
Crispy. I think it's a shit called
Yeah.
Crispy.
So he ended up getting like an ASCAP Writers Award for that record. You know what I'm saying? Because he had to
That's
take it.
funny.
Best I
he
ever
had to
had,
take it-
right?
Yeah, he had to take it. Yeah, best I ever had. So he had to take it to a musicologist, and they went and said, "Yeah, this is you." So they had to change the credits on that for that joint. So yeah,
Well, good. Fuck him for stealing. But let's go back to some of these comments, yo. We got no, I'm not reading that one. No, I'm good. My man Freak over here going crazy saying hooey, saying we kicking the screen. Beating people up. All right, Strawberry Gigolo. It's a slow year for rap releases compared to 2025. Iceman and Bully are the best releases in my honest opinion right now. AZ, ASAP Rocky, J. Cole had good albums too. Well, salute to you, because guess what? A lot of that shit you named is trash.
I'm about to say that Bully album, that shit trash, yo. Like I couldn't even get through the first listen. Like I went to
What's
listen
Bully?
because
What's Bully, by the way?
the Kanye West shit,
Oh, the
right?
trash. Fuck out of here.
That's Jay shit, right?
I don't know.
I couldn't catch one good
Trash, yo.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Try Barrel. Respectfully, I see why you like the Iceman shit now. I see why you like that Bully shit.
Yeah,
The same trash. It's the same type of trash. You know
I
what
didn't even
Throw
know
that shit out immediately.
I didn't know Rock even released the album, so that's news to me. I need to go check that out.
So check this out. So fine line between biting and we talking about originality and having great music. All right, so Seek, what is your pick for album right now? What's your number one album? Probably mainstreamish, because we can't do independent because the Heritage Hip Hop Awards is coming in about a couple of months. We'll talk about that.
Oh man, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mainstream, anything that you heard that made you go, yeah, that was good.
Nah, not really. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have enough time in the world to, like Kawan said, to really enjoy mainstream, and I'm done with them. I'm not supporting them no more. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm interviewing them to be able to ask the questions I want to ask, and also add my contributions in hip hop. But other than that, far as like supporting, unless they got good music and I happen to hear that shit, that's different. But I'm not going on my way to search. I'm trying to shine light on new talent, because think about it, it's still gatekeepers. That's why I feel like all these artists, like the old heads, started these podcasts because they could continue to gatekeep in some type of way, because they on their podcast still selling their merch, still selling their products, still selling their music. No, I'm good off of that shit. Let's get these new people out here, and that's it. But if you got any recommendations I should listen to, any mainstreams, if I got some time, I'm gonna listen to your shit.
All right, come on. You got any mainstream that you think has been album of the year so far?
So outside of me still kind of listening to the Nas and the De La, Maya got a pretty good album. She just dropped a new album that's pretty decent. So if you want to hear some R&B, yeah, she got a pretty decent album.
I definitely would love to hear some R&B. Yes, thank you.
Yo, shout out to Maya's thighs. That's a beautiful woman, bro.
She a beautiful black queen.
Seeing her in person. Shout out to Maya. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. The album, it's 3 albums that came out that really got me. AZ's not one of them for album of the year, but he has a really good album. If I'm just gonna talk hip hop only, Billy Dan's The Answer, De La Soul, Cabin in the Sky, and that Mobb Deep. If that even counts. I don't think it counts anymore. Because that was with the Clips last year. So maybe those 3 don't count. Maybe those 2. Billy Dan's for me.
Billy Dan's, this dude from MOP?
Yeah, he got a nice introspective album. Talking about not only just shooting up gun stuff, he talking about being
That's the taller one, right? With the deeper voice? Okay.
Yeah.
Fire!
Billy Dan's he's one of my favorite MCs of all time, keeping it real. And it takes a lot to impress me. And I told him, shout out to Billy Dan's. He's nice. Notes 82 said Nick Grant. The Nick Grant Smile album is good, but it ain't no album of the year for me. My man Freaka said, watch your mouth about Maya. She's the one. Hey, Freaka. Mwah. 1,000.
Since the 90s, bro. She was like we still in the 90s with her, man.
Yeah, and if y'all want to see Maya and the way I seen Maya, go to Heritage Hip Hop on YouTube, but check out our live footage of Maya in concert. Yo, Doja Cat too. I mean, I'm good, but my
Doja Cat, she belong in a crazy house, respectfully. You know what I mean?
Sometimes that's the wettest whack you ever have. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
you seen thin line between love and hate though, right? That shit comes with that.
Yeah.
Go at your own risk. Is it really worth it? Is that water? Is them waters really worth it?
Still waters run deep, brother. You just gotta take a dip. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. No disrespect to any ladies watching the show. But as far as album of the year, the best albums I've heard this year have come from indie artists because those are the albums that's pushing the envelope. Jay Wonder just put out an album called Zen. And that album is about becoming a father and loving your baby. What mainstream artist is doing that? Because all of them suck. And they all talk about the same shit. Money, killing somebody, drugs. And all of them don't do that because you have the Rhapsodies, you have the others. I'll just put others.
That's what I'm
Deontay Hitchcock. Deontay Hitchcock. Another great album out right now. Not album of the year for me. I got you, yo.
Can I ask one question? This for both of y'all or anybody that's in the comments. How do y'all feel about like some of the legends that y'all once loved? I mean, as far as like growth, you know what I mean? Because if they still talking about the same shit they once talk about, how y'all still entertaining that? You know what I mean? Knowing that obviously they don't live that shit, and it's like I understand it's like storytelling, so I understand that side of it. But if we in the world of everybody's keeping it real, everybody's airing out people dirty laundry, it's supposed to be why people still support that same shit. It's like, yo, I don't want to mention no specific artist name, but
you can
if y'all could chime. It's a bunch of them. The list is long, respectfully. The list is long. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we supposed to enjoy the music. And if we aging in real time and the artist is aging, like you said, we giving out the Nas still putting out albums and stuff like that. I understand you still got to connect to the younger artists, especially if you're giving back something to them. If you're giving them back knowledge, if you're giving them back knowledge, I think you should. Because if you take music, yeah. If you giving them back something, if you giving them back bullshit, no. But I'm like a person like Nas, or I feel like even a person like Jay-Z. Let me miss his name. Says he the popular person, and he been in the industry for a minute. It's like, yo, ain't too much drug talk you could talk about. Like you at a certain age, you know you're a family man. Like you gotta start giving back. You gotta learn how to make giving knowledge in a fun way. You know what I mean? You could be a positive person and not be a corny dude. So what y'all think about? I know it's a loaded question, but how do y'all feel about artists that's
for me, like I said, this is like earlier we were talking about knowing your brand, right? Like I know my brand as far as a listener. Shit, bro, I'm 46, married with 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? So that's my life. So I kind of lean towards the more reality stuff. Like I don't. It takes a lot for me. Excuse me. It takes a lot for me to want to gear up to listen to a lot of these cats because I'm like, all right, what adventure they about to take us on? Some BS, right? So it takes a like I still haven't listened to J. Cole's album. I still haven't listened to a lot of these cats' albums just because I don't connect to it like that. So I just don't. If I was listening to them, and it's gonna make me sound like the old head dude. If I wasn't listening to a certain type of person when I was younger, or anybody kind of similar to that, there's a really good chance I'm not going to extend myself to try to listen to anything new. So, but I'm willing to give information and give knowledge to like a lot of the young cats, even if they're not in my lane. But I see that they're serious about this. I'm cool with sharing information with them. You know, so I don't have to like your music, not like your music to not drop jewels on you. You know what I'm saying? Because I still want to be responsible. But if I'm seeing that they really into this thing and they want to do something creatively and keep them out of trouble and all that, yeah, I'll share a little knowledge, but we probably will never work together because I've had those situations too. But it's just wild to see, like you brought it up earlier, like people like ASAP Rocky and all those cats still kind of doing that type of music where it's just kind of like, come on, man.
It's pointless, and it's like, yo, like if I'm thinking about why they trying to still like be looked in that light, what audience they creating that for? Then they go on their platform, their podcast, and try to talk about positive shit. Like, and you just had an album about shooting shit up. I feel like at the end of the day, like you said, you got to know your audience. If I grew up on a younger artist and he was around my age and he's still in the industry, he should still be talking about that same shit for 20 years ago or 30 years ago, because Like we gotta grow, and that's the thing about hip hop. I feel like we've been here in 50 years. It evolved, but it could have been further. But I feel like we keeping ourselves in that same circle because we still talking about the same shit. Like a new artist and an old artist can't be talking about the same shit. Like you understand what I'm saying? It got to be levels.
Yeah. I heard 50 say that too in some interviews where he was like, people ask him why he don't make Get Rich or Die Trying. He's like, because I'm not there in life, so why would I remake Get Rich or Die Trying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And Jay-Z just spoke about something like that. I think on an interview where I just said about like if you are a older artist, you shouldn't be trying to rap like you young still. Like you know what I mean? That's like y'all got kids. Like you trying to do the same shit your kid is doing right now. Like you know what I mean? You supposed to be a leader. Like you understand that you like that's what I'm trying to say. If you're an artist like Ice Cube, you got sons. You should be talking about some shit that's gonna help his generation. Give them some wisdom and knowledge without being corny. Because we all got cool ass uncles and pops. That's fuck it. Furious Styles. We gonna talk about movies. Perfect a fucking example. He was cool, chill. He still had that peace on him, but he still was giving something back. That's all I'm saying. Not to sound like, you know what I mean?
I like that example of Ice Cube because you could tell his son is a good dude because he had a good upbringing. You know what I'm saying? So it's and you could tell he's happy about life. So I like how, like you said, Cube is still a cool dude. His son's a cool dude, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like we don't have to all still be drinking 40s and running from the cops like we were back in the day. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of we can't be Jim Jones forever. We can't keep chasing that thing, you know what I'm saying? Because Jim Jones is a perfect example of somebody who just don't want to grow up, who's still like a man child to me. You know what I'm saying? I can't listen to that dude talk. I can't like nothing about that dude. It shows growth. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of that's what we got a bunch of right now. Is we got a bunch of Jim Jones running around trying to chase this weird like want to be young thing.
Wow. All right. Well, I will say this. That's why I enjoy the Billy Dan's album because it's refreshing. If hip hop is a living culture and a living genre, then as we get older, our music is supposed to change. Let the younger people have their people, but let us have our people too. Because I don't know about y'all, but I grew up where my parents said they don't listen to our music, they listen to their music. So even as their artists got older and they still followed their artists, it doesn't make us bad that we don't like the new artists. It just means that we're protecting our culture for our generations to stay alive and not be forgotten. Because it only happens in our genres. We only have R&B singers that age out. I just seen the Rolling Stones in concert, Joe. Mick Jagger, you can start me up. Nobody say, get your old ass out of here. They are cheering for him. Shaka Khan goes on tour, and some people are afraid to take their children to go see Shaka Khan because they're going to disrespect her because she's old. And I'm like, why? Music doesn't age. All music is new to a new set of ears.
That's a fact.
Out and bond with your children through the sound. And with hip hop, the funny thing about hip hop with us, what y'all said is this. As much as people hated Light Years, that's what I appreciated, that it was dated in sound because I don't like all the beats. I ain't like this, I ain't like that. That's cool. But I like the message of the project. That's why I like De La Soul's project. De La Soul was supposed to be a Primo versus Pete Rock project, but then it turned into something else. And look what it turned into, a classic album. Even though Prodigy's dead and we had all his throwback lyrics, that's why I like the Mobb Deep album because it put you in a place where in today's hip hop, where to his music culture, where everything that you like is being erased, that took me back to a time that I enjoyed. You know what I'm saying? So I think we all have to listen to music for a specific reason and make peace with it. And that goes back to the biting conversation. Because one thing I could tell you, if you really love music, it's a joy when somebody tells you, what you listening to? Man, I know where they got that from. And then you find a whole nother record. And you're like, dang, that's how they use it? That's fire. Now check how we used it. And that's the love of music. If you go into something like, I don't care, I just like this one or F that because this is my generation, y'all old. Y'all not really into music. You're just into feeling good. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's called an addiction. Whether you drink, take pills, or have sex, just to feel good, that's an addiction. That has nothing to do with understanding. We are the people who want to help you find understanding when you listen to music. So please stop all that bullshit and don't come here with it because we don't want to hear it. I personally don't want to hear a lot of y'all shit because y'all have no soul. no rhythm. You have nothing. Y'all music is trash. Now, is everybody trash? No. But the people who are our age and our generation making music just because they see a whole bunch of other people doing it, y'all trash too. If you're gonna create from the soul and the heart and give us music worth listening to, just don't give us no bullshit because you bored and you trying to get a check. Gentlemen, do y'all want to say anything else before we start closing this out?
Yeah, I want to shout out to Kendrick, you know what I mean, because he great at paying homage, you know what I mean. It took me, I love when I could like crack a code and myself, and then, like you said, find out that somebody sampled something, because I had no knowledge, even though that song was a great song also, and I'm pretty sure when it came out, I was rocking with it. What's the name of the record? It's a SWV sample. Use your heart and not. They pretty much, it was the hook, but they had somebody else sing it. The record sound, both of them shit sound amazing. I can't wait till a DJ mix them shits in together. I also do want to say that artists, stop being lazy, man. Put in the work. You know what I mean? Get your pen together. Understand, as a writer, sometimes we have writer blocks, but we gotta have something that motivates us. And it could be anything. If you upset, take that anger out with that fucking pen. Beat the fuck out of that paper. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Or if you bored, go do something. You know what I mean? Make a journal. Like, it's things to talk about, because everybody's talking about the same shit, yo. And also, one thing else about Kendrick, that's another artist that I can relate to. You know what I mean? He's around the same age as I am. I'm 41, gonna be 42. So he's saying stuff that I can relate to, is not corny. You know what I mean? And you gotta age with your music. You can't keep talking about the same shit. And lastly, you know what I mean? Support. You know what I mean? Support and help more people support you, and do it out the love of your heart. Don't do it because of that. I feel like, because I want that person to support me. Nah, do it because you really enjoy this shit. You know what I mean? And I think people don't understand, when it comes to building anything, man, you gotta really love it. You gotta own that shit. And once you own it, it ain't gonna feel like work. You know what I mean? It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be fun. You're gonna be running. You know how many times I used to run and go to the studio record? Okay, I'm going to the club. Now I'm going to the studio. Like, I'm going to hoop. Now I'm going to the studio. You know what I mean? I want to play game. I'm going to the studio. You know what I mean? That's it.
All right, well, let's do our last topic. We had 3 topics today. The last topic is hip hop culture lost another legend. Rob Bass passed away on May 22nd, I believe. And Rob Bass is one of the people who opened up hip hop music to a large demographic with Easy Rock. Sorry, not Sub. DJ Easy Rock, rest in peace, because he died years ago. With their song "It Takes Two." Do you all want to say anything about Rob Bass before we pass on to the end of the show?
Man, that record is such a big record, right? Just being a DJ and playing it, or working karaoke sometimes, DJing karaoke events, and that's one of the most popular songs they sing. Snoop Dogg sampling, like, everybody sampled that record, bro. Everybody sampled that record. So it's for his career, like, I hate when people say like one hit wonders and stuff like that, because I feel like everybody who had those one hits were put in that position for those moments. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to disrespect him saying he was a one hit wonder, because he had some other joints too that was pretty dope. But it's unfortunate that he passed, but it's kind of cool too when you see people kind of talk about him as a person, or that's what that song meant to them, and the party vibes and stuff like that. So it's dope that you kind of have that quick hit of adrenaline, of that feel good, you know what I'm saying, when you think about that record, and people throw the record on and enjoy it again. So RIP to Rob, man. It sucks, you know what I mean, but he's forever ingrained in the hip hop culture. You can't take that away from him.
Yeah, I want to say rest in peace to Rob Bass, you know what I mean, a legend, you know what I mean. I appreciate all his contributions, you know what I mean, he brought to the culture. And I mean, like up and coming artists, I'm gonna continue to say, use him as an example of what to do. Create your own legacy. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people sample his records. I want to be known as that, somebody that created something. Like, you know what I mean? That's bigger than being a biter, even though we can continue to talk about that. But it's like the ironic thing, when I seen a post that he passed away, it was going off of that Max B and the Big Daddy Kane and all these podcasts are talking about, especially Gilly. Let me bring this shit up, yo. He a culture vulture. I don't give a fuck. If anybody know me personally that know him, like you could, if that ain't your father, your uncle, you shouldn't be defending that man. He a grown man. It's like he had the nerve to say Max B made Big Daddy Kane relevant fucking again. Like, hello? Like, what are you talking about? Like, Big Daddy Kane never stopped doing tours. Like, what are y'all talking about? That be the shit I be talking about. Like, Max B been behind that fucking wall, so he's only allowed to know what the outside is telling him. Somebody was giving him bad fucking information. Like, you understand what I'm saying? And people in jail, they want to hear criminal shit. They ain't trying to ease their mind. They in a motherfucker the concrete jungle out there. Like, fuck out, they gotta survive. So once again, let's pay respect to our legends, you know what I mean, that paved the way. You know what I mean? Like you said, he brought that shit to a bigger audience. You know what I mean? A bigger audience. So anybody that does that, we love you. May you continue to rest in peace. You know what I mean? Send love and peace to your loved ones, yo.
Yo, but once again, Max B did that because they just dropped the album yesterday or 2 days ago. So just remember that.
Shit probably buns though. Just like that other bullshit they put out. Nobody talk. I don't know nobody that talked about that shit they put out. That shit was trash. Like, that shit ain't even nothing the dumb guts on. Throw that shit out the window. Frisbee that shit. Get that shit to Fido some shit.
Fido. Shout out to Fido. Yo, yeah, yo. Let's leave on a high note. Rest in peace to Rob Bass. Rob Bass, It Takes Two. If y'all know my brother, he tell you when I was 6 years old, I'm in a thing. Just It Takes Two. It Takes Two. I'm just going to dancing in my living room with MTV raps on or video music box. Shout out to Ralph McDaniels, my god of hip hop. Like, you know, It Takes Two was a big song, and shout out to his song Joy and Pain. You know, Rob Bass and Easy Rock made some songs. It's sad that we had to lose people to appreciate people, but because we talking about them, let's make them relevant in the algorithm too, and introduce our children and other people, new people to that song. Because if that song could blow up again, because they play it in sports arenas wherever you go, you know, it's out there. He's getting checks from that. Maybe it goes to their families now. You know, and he lives on forever, and you know he gets the rest in beats. Kawan, let's start with you, sir. What is? Let me get it. What is in your rotation for this week?
My rotation, two joints. I'm still listening to Natural Elements, legendary underground hip hop group dropped a project that's really dope. It's called Alignment. It's my understanding that they got back with their original producer on this one, so it's a dope album. And to keep in the whole paying homage vein, I got my label mate at Mad Good Records, Eric Solo, produced the album called Microphone Friends, but it's like, you know, Microphone Fiends, where he's paying homage to Rakim. So a lot of Rakim references on there, a lot of flips of old Rakim records with some really dope West Coast MCs. And it's a dope project, man. So check that out. Eric Solo. It's called Microphone Friends. They want to pay homage, and you know, and we're still talking Boom Bap alumni coming in June, man. So we almost there. I'm excited about it.
Seek, what about you? What's in your rotation?
Honestly, what's in my rotation is probably gonna be, you know what I mean, the beats that Kawan sent me. I gotta focus on that. You know what I mean? I think it's time for me personally to put out at least a song, you know what I mean, since I'm over here involved in a lot of DJs and a lot of people that got platforms that support what I'm doing and my brand. And I'm gonna just get into my closing, my thoughts and stuff like that and comments. Let everybody know I'm be in Newark Thursday. I'm gonna be on the red carpet of a new movie that's premiering and things like that. I believe it's going straight to a streaming site, Tubi, Netflix. I ain't really too sure like that. And they having the premiere right there at the I forgot the name of that movie that the Shaq movie did on Springfield Avenue. No, I forgot the name of it, but I'm gonna be out there. And also, if anybody that don't subscribe to the channel, make sure you subscribe to all our channels. I got a bunch of new interviews up there from legends, Ice-T, and a bunch of other people. And also coming soon, Slum from 112. We'll be interviewing him and things like that. So I get to ask him certain questions that I didn't get to ask the other member of 112. And other than that, I'm just supporting local artists. I mean, not local artists, indie artists. Let me take that back. Indie artists, underground artists too. Not just indie artists, underground artists too. Mainstream, I'm good. So if anybody watching and been a fan of the show or know anybody that does music and would like their song reviewed for free, constructive criticism, I'm gonna put out some content. It'll probably help their brand. Make sure they tap in. You know what I mean? Only requirements I ask is make sure you follow all the social medias, subscribe to all their channels, because that's how it's gonna work. Because if you're not tapped in, how the people gonna be tapped in with you? Because say if you got a dope song, how the fuck they gonna find you? Like y'all gotta get out of that. You know what I mean? Work with us. It's still some good people out there. Understand y'all been scammed before, and y'all continue to get scammed. So I know it's afraid to invest your money, but scared money don't make no money. These the shit that I grew up. I'm gonna do something also that's called word of the day. I'm gonna start bringing about some shit, some content, and we get certain words that I feel like it should be implemented in the community. Like, you know what I mean? That's common sense also. You know what I mean? But other than that, y'all stay blessed and thank you for supporting us all the time.
All right, in my rotation, I have Deontay Hitchcock, Junkie in the Sun. I like that album. I started it, like good album. I got RJ Mr. LA 2. I'm listening to some West Coast because the West Coast got some fire beats because a lot of y'all out here don't make dope beats.
Send that to me so I can check that out.
Yeah, I got a couple albums for you to check out for real. West Coast flavor. Yeah, it's a couple. Like Chupacabra, that's in my rotation. Jason Martin. I got J Wonder Zen also. And we got a question real quick. Tri-Barrel Gigolo said, what's the YouTube channels for everyone? Of course, you know, up there, Heritage Hip Hop is mine. Come on, what's your YouTube channel? Mute.
Just look for DJ Kawan and you'll see it.
All right. See?
It's the Hella Effect, but on YouTube, it got 3 F's in the effect because somebody ironically had that name, and I don't know how, but the Hella Effect has 3 F's instead of 2. Thank you.
All right. So that's in the rotation. Also coming up, we have. I'm trying to get this banner off. All right. Also coming up, we have Seek has an event on Sunday.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that. I'll talk about
that. Sunday.
It's going down
31st.
May 31st, the last Sunday of the month. You know what I mean? Anybody that's in the tri-state area that can make it out, I'm having a brunch type of, it's essentially like a networking event. It's not a showcase, it's not an open mic. I got a bunch of artists that's gonna showcase their talent. They get 8-minute sets. They get a personal interview with me. They get to showcase one of their new songs for constructive feedback for people that's in the audience. I got media like my brother Karev in the building. I got DJs in the building, fleet DJs. I got engineers. I got people with magazines. It's gonna be a vibe. You know what I mean? It's only $10 for general admission, $15 at the door. If you want to bring your own bottle, it's $10 in advance or $15 at the door. It's only 2 requirements. You got to buy 2 items because the venue, they sell food. It's going to be brunch style. If you're an adult, you should be able to take care of yourself. You should be able to go outside and have a good time. You know what I mean? So May 31st is from noon to 8 p.m. It's going down to Union, New Jersey. Follow the channel. Follow my IG. The Hello Effect is right there for more information. See you there. Yeah, don't meet me there, beat me there. Matter of fact, go there right now. Camp out like I camped out for that AP and that watch, for that SWAT combo.
Yeah, you can catch me and my brother Karev going to chop it up on Tuesday on Heritage Hip Hop. We're going to talk a little Boom Bap alumni. I'm going to bring 2 of my alumni affiliates, Notes 82 and my man K-Trey here from Dallas, Texas. We're going to talk about the album. We're going to talk about the records that they featured on. And tell some stories about this project, man. I can't wait to break down this album. It's been a passion project I've been working on for the past year, and it's ready to be birthed to the world, man.
That's this Tuesday, 8 o'clock on Heritage Hip Hop. So make sure y'all tune in because we about to do something crazy and celebrate that album. Tomorrow, I will be live at 9:30 in the morning on 8th Squad Rebel Radio TV on YouTube. Because tomorrow is the announcement y'all all been waiting for. Tomorrow, we start the rules, the submissions, and we're going for sponsors for the Heritage Hip Hop Awards, August 29th, 2026. Yes, it is time for you to learn how to submit, how much it is to submit, what to submit for. The Mic Council will be a part of the show. A&N the R&B is part of the show. DJ Big A is a part of the show. And we have a guest a special guest host. We were hosting, but we got a guest host. The Bad Seed will be there as well. So what we're going to be doing this year is a little different. Last year we had a television show. Man, it's going to be kind of like the same, but we're gonna take inspiration from one of your favorite video games. And if you follow me on social media, you know what video game I'm talking about. Not only that, the most important thing is, and I'm gonna do a 360 back to the beginning of the show. We talked about payola, right? And paying people to build your brand. For everybody who submits and pays for the submission this year, I'm not pocketing the money. The money goes to the promotion and the marketing of the show, so we could build your brand and let everybody know that because you're part of a real brand, people should take notice to you. So for everybody out there, I'm asking for help for everybody, from the Hello Effect, from DJ K1 to the Fleet DJs to A Squad Rebel Radio, the Time to Grind Radio, Fleet, everybody. Even the 17 Cypher, everybody. I'm asking everybody. Sponsorship, you need sponsor letters, they're done. So sponsors and people who want to submit for Project of the Year, solo and group, Artist of the Year, and that's the 3 you can submit for. The Govmatic Award and the One Mic Award comes from us. So we don't do that. It's 3 awards y'all can submit for. We're gonna salute the ladies. We're going to salute the producers, and we're going to salute new faces that you should take notice to that are in the industry or may not be in the industry that you don't know about because they don't get that mainstream look. So everybody, be clear. Every August, Heritage Hip Hop goes hard for you, the artist, and for you to be known, seen, discovered, and heard. So everybody who does not take up the mantle and go forward with that, that's their fault. But as long as you come here, we'll always give you the best of the best of the best that are out right now and push them forward. So we introduce you to your future favorite artists today while celebrating hip hop culture, by giving you discovery and not just have you disappear in the land of streaming.
Word up.
That's all there right there.
The BET Hip Hop Awards
opened up
this door. That's what I'm saying. They opened up the door for this to happen and get bigger. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to help get this blown up, man. I'm ready for this to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, they suck. Is there another a hip hop or music award show that invites people who are not in the mainstream to be a part of the show?
I think Long Island they got an award show. That's the only thing I know. They've been doing that.
Salute to Long Island. We need
for a
to
couple of years.
I
seen a bunch of Nimrod. He was nominated, so you could probably tap in with him, get some information.
Salute to Nitty.
They take that shit serious, yo. They take that serious. Like I'm telling you. Like I'm talking about even the artists, like they don't get awards, they be like upset, you know what I mean? So
yeah, like as they should, because that's what we doing here.
Not mad though. They ain't gonna disrespect,
yeah,
but they
yeah.
like, yo, yeah.
Yeah, because some people get mad and they diss their squads, and we don't want that to happen. That shit crazy. You know what I mean? We ain't with that. We want righteous anger. Like, I'm gonna come back next year and we're gonna do our thing.
It's like the Justos. Remember when the Justos was out popping for the DJs? Like, they took that serious.
Yeah,
word, that's a fact.
This is serious because this is money being paid and this is people's time being put together. So tomorrow, check me out at A Squad Rebel Radio TV live on YouTube, 9:30 in the morning. We're gonna promote our brand. Shout out to T Quest, our sister from the Fleet DJs. We'll be working something out because we missed the date. We're gonna be on T Quest show.
What up, T Quest?
Shout out to Candy House Photo, taking the
what up, P? What's good up, P?
Shout out to DigiWax. Shout out to the Mixtape Show, and most importantly, shout out to you for your time. Thank you for watching. May the Most High bless you. Peace. Nixon 4, and we out.
Thank you and good night. We are Heritage Hip Hop. Real hip hop. Real hip hop. We here.